My name is Melissa Smith, and I am the daughter of Vivian Lincoln, who was a phenomenal educator, an exceptional mother, and my best friend. My mom being the first female African-American principal in Crowley ISD was not something that I think we ever sat down and considered or we put a lot of thought into, but I think in reflection, it's a beautiful thing. And for me, I'm biased, but who better? You know, who else would have been able to do the job that she did in the way that she did it? And so I think it's an honor, a privilege, and I think it's something that, although we may not have always discussed it, I think it was something that kind of motivated her. Let me do this and let me do it well with excellence, so that not only can the students see a reflection of themselves in me, but I make them proud. I make them see that they can do anything and they can do it well. She was excellence. And so I think it was fitting for it to have been her. I think she was the right woman for the job. And I think she did it very well.
My name is Matthew Trotter. My mother was Vivian Lincoln, an educator, a mother, a grandmother, and so much more. She's greatly missed. Every time I drive by the school, I just think of my mom and, you know, her being at work and loving her staff, loving her kids. Just when I think of education, I think of the 39 years my mother served as an educator and all the lives she touched.
My name is Charles Lincoln. I had the honor of meeting Vivian Lincoln in 2001 here in Crowley ISD. We were married in 2002 and we were married for 18 years. She was truly my best friend, someone that I could visit with about anything. She was very, very understanding and very passionate about just being a wife, a mother, and definitely an educator. She wanted every day that children and stakeholders, which include teachers and parents, that they were involved with her. She wanted it to be a day of learning and a day that they would be to be better people than they were when they first walked in the door. So that's one of the things that I really respect about her, was her passion and her wanting to get the very best out of kids and staff.
So my mom had a commitment to excellence. And it's not just a way that I describe her, it was her. Her becoming an educator, it just kind of fit. She was able to not only be excellent herself and give, 100% every day, but she was able to help other people find that too.
Excellence is probably the best word to describe her, the bar she set for us, for the kids, for herself. And it was almost understood. It wasn't anything she had to ask for or command.
She was a small person, but she was powerful. And that was something I admired about her too, is her strength and how powerful she was as far as getting things done. When she spoke, you listened. That's just how she was.
Because of the high expectations Mrs. Lincoln had for all the teachers, the students got the best education possible, and the environment that she created was one of hard work and success.
She would stay so late, and oftentimes she would leave and then come back and work through the night, and just astounding how much time, effort, care, love that she put into this school and the families, and especially the children. The staff, she was amazing.
When I would wake up on the morning of my birthday, she was often the first text I would get, even before my family. I loved that she would spend days cooking for the staff in central office for the Black History Luncheon that became pretty much a yearly celebrated and anticipated event. I love that she would go into her own pockets for students and nobody would ever even know the things that she did quietly.
She cared about those kids. She made sure if the kids didn't have money on their meal ticket for lunch, or for breakfast, they ate. They all ate. And that was just one of her things, because she felt like if the kids were hungry, it interfered with them learning.
Mrs. Lincoln pushed every student, including me, to do our best, be the best possible version of ourselves that we could be. But she didn't let background of students define the student themselves. She let their actions speak for them and honestly pushed everybody in the right direction.
I just remember she loved those kids like they were her own, you know. It's like we had brothers and sisters all throughout the district because she loved every single child. And when I would come to visit her at school, I would see how the children interacted with her. Miss Lincoln, Miss Lincoln, Miss Lincoln, and she would give them a hug, and that would just make their day.
She made sure that every little girl and every little boy knew that no matter what their life looked like in that season, that we had the power and we had the resources to shift our trajectory of our future, no matter what our background was. A lot of us came from low income, some were middle, some were high, but we all felt together as a family because of the environment and community that she created for us.
It was like magic. And I think it was not only her and her commitment to excellence in education, but the people that she worked with really helped her also be the best version of herself.
She definitely knew how to empower people. She could see things in us that I don't believe we saw in ourselves. I know she did with me.
What did she mean to you?
Everything. Like a sister. She just made me feel very, very important. She didn't look at you, oh, you're a custodian or you're a worker outside. She looked at you as an individual, not what your job was. We came to be real close. She always treated me like I was part of the family. And she always encouraged me to do whatever it is I want to do. And she just encouraged her. And I loved that about Miss Lincoln.
She just always had words of encouragement for me. I came back to my desk one day and there was a letter, handwritten. She said she was thinking about me that morning and wanted to share some things that she thought of me as an educator. And so, with everything that she had going on, running a school, that she would sit down and write a long handwritten note like that just because shows you the type of person that she was and how she cared for her staff. And that fully extended to our students, our communities, and our families.
My mother, Vivian J. Lincoln, passed from pancreatic cancer May 14, 2022. She was a fighter. She fought to the very end. You know, she was surrounded by family in the end, and she fought. She did not want to leave her loved ones.
One of the things that I admire is even in the worst of times, she was still excellent. She did the best that she could with it, with a smile, with grace, and with faith. I think she was able to get through it in such an honorable way. Of course, it didn't end how we would have hoped, but she was tremendous. She was phenomenal.
Still hurt today that she's gone, and but I'll never forget her. Never forget her.
I miss how she could be around you and be taking care of you without you even knowing it, because she did that for me.
A great mother, a great wife, just a great person to be around. She was truly was my soulmate.
I love her and I miss her, and I'm so thankful that she led our school. Love her, always.
all the years that she was here, that little piece of her is still alive in so many people. And that is going to continue on.
She gave me the start to my career. And since then, I've been able to be a classroom teacher. I've been able to serve as a campus principal and as a principal supervisor and now as chief academic officer. And if I look back at the influential people in my career, Miss Lincoln is going to stand out as that person. When I came in with a dream, she helped me realize it was possible. And I only could hope to live up to just even half the legacy that she's left on students, on families, in our community.
And as a student, representation was key. Back in 2001, 2002, Crowley was not at the time a predominantly Black or minority school district. So to see someone in such high stature lead with such grace and wisdom allowed me as that little Black girl to feel like I can do it. I can be whatever I desire to be. I can go as far as my dreams and imaginations will allow me to.
I wanted to be dignified in the manner that she was dignified. I wanted to have the elegance and poise that she did. It made me want to be that type of person. Everybody's connected to Miss Lincoln in a sort of way, and it just reminds me that she's not gone completely. There's remnants of her everywhere in everybody's lives.
I think that this library is going to be phenomenal, momentous, and I think it is really something special that I can take my boys to the Vivian J. Lincoln Library. We can open a book and we can say, wow, like, this was your granny. And so it's very full circle. Our family is very excited about it. It is bittersweet, but I think she would have been so proud, so humble, so like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this. But I think it is so fitting. I think the legacy of Vivian Lincoln would be faith. Faith despite adversity, compassion, kindness, excellence, and love.